This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing, and I'm joined by Zach Parker over Zoom. Zach, firstly, how are you? How are things going?
Yeah, going well, mate. All systems ahead for November 26th now. So, yeah, it's going good. Training's going well. And, yeah, raring for it now.
I'm glad to hear, and obviously, as you mentioned, man, November 26th, massive fight for yourself, a big domestic name finally in the opposite corner in John Ryder. Just talking about firstly how excited you are for this test ahead for you.
Yeah, I'm buzzing, to be fair, mate. Obviously, been out of the ring over a year now. So, yeah, it's going to be good to get back in there, and especially for these big nights, headlining at the O2. First time I've ever even been to the O2. So, yeah, it's exciting times ahead and just can't wait and I'm relishing it.
Before we do kind of delve more into the John Ryder fight, let's just look back over what's been a frustrating period in your career now. Of course, you was due to and lined up to face Demetrius Andrade, pulled out the first time due to injury, and second time I don't believe we've been given a specific answer to. I spoke to Neil Marsh just, and Neil said that he feels it might have just been the financial side. Obviously, the purse the second time round was smaller than what it was first time. But what have you made of Demetrius's actions, firstly, and not opting to stick to his guns and fighting you?
Yeah, I just didn't think he won it. I think the first time he got backed up into a corner because he came up thinking he was going to get straight into with Canelo for the WBO, but WBO ordered him against me, so he thought, it'll get made over in America or whatever. Then obviously Frank won the purse bids, and when he thought about, I don't really want to go to UK, he thinks he's the A side or whatever, so he pulled out. I don't believe it was injury, but and then obviously the second time he didn't really say much. I just don't think he wanted to fight. I'm like a young up and coming and dangerous fighter for anyone, and I don't have a world title at the minute, so it's a lot of risk with no reward, isn't it?
There was a video going around of Andrade, this was a few months back, calling for a bout with Chris Eubank Jr., especially when you was looking at facing him, Zach. What was going through your mind when you saw certain videos like that and Demetrius calling for other fighters?
It didn't really bother me. To be fair, I won't bother. He's trying to look for a big payday. Andrade was, but yeah, it didn't really bother me. As long as I get a fight and I'm still in line for the number one spot and obviously in line for Canelo, it didn't really bother me. My main aim is to fight for a world title, not to fight Andrade. So yeah.
One thing, of course, you did lose for all of this was the chance to fight at Pride Park. How frustrating was that for you on a personal note, Zach?
Yeah, it was frustrating. Obviously, all the Derby fans were all up for it. I think we sold over like 10, 15,000 it was. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but we're here now. I've got a big fight ahead of me now with John Ryder, and first time even fighting at the O2. Obviously, headlining it. So yeah, it's a massive fight, and I can't wait for it.
Zach, you mentioned earlier, it's been about a year since you last been in the ring. So come fight night, do you have any concerns in terms of about ring rust?
No. Obviously, I've been in training like all year round. I've been training. Obviously, I was training for Andrade, which is Southport anyway. So that was a little bit of bonus to both Southports. So yeah, no ring rust is going to be. It's a fight. I've been doing it all my life. So yeah, it just comes natural.
How much of kind of John's career have you followed, Zach? Going back to since his defeat to Callum Smith, he's come back with a few wins. Obviously, his most recent one against Danny Jacobs earlier this year. So, how much of him have you been looking at?
Yeah, it's a good fight. He's been around the block for a while now, hasn't he? So yeah, it's yeah. I thought he won the Callum Smith fight, but then the Jacobs fight, I thought he just lost it because I thought he was getting outworked in the earlier rounds. But yeah, it's a good fight. It's going to be a good fight for the fans. He's going to come and bring it. It ain't going to be like the Andrade fight where I'm going to have to go out looking for it all the time. He's going to meet me head to head. So yeah, it's going to be a good fight for the fans, and may the best man win.
I mean, Zach, what do you have to do to overcome John? You mentioned he won't go hiding. So, how do you go about ensuring you're victorious?
Yeah, obviously he's going to just keep coming relentless. I've just got to box smart. My best beats anyone on their best day. So yeah, not everyone's seen the holds that park yet. I'm obviously looking to get more fights to show people, but yeah, my best ain't even come out yet, and wait, yeah, everyone's gonna have to wait and see in November 26th.
everybody waiting until November 26th to see that, Zach. Is this one which you feel, I know you'll believe you'll win, but is it one which goes a distance?
Every time I fight, I go out for a knockout. Everyone loves to see knockouts. So yeah, I just want to provide for the fans. You don't go in there just to look for a 12-round decision all the time. If you're better off getting them out there and they don't go into scorecards. I got robbed a lot in the amateurs, and since I turned professional, I try and get them out every single time and make it exciting for the fans. So yeah, I want to get them out there before the last bell.
What statement would that send if you was able to stop him, Zach?
Yeah, obviously, it don't say no statement to me because I know what I'm capable of. But obviously, for the division, it's been there with most of the best at the minute. So yeah, sends a big statement out to and put everyone on hold in the super middleweight division. Obviously, I want the big fights like Canelo, Alvarez, and there's quite a few big fights over America. Benavidez, Berlanga. There's a lot of big fights out there. So yeah. I want to start making statements and putting my name out there a lot more.
We'll come on to those names shortly, as I did want to bring them up, but just on kind of a WBO interim title front, that's on the line for you. How significant could it be for you if you was to win, collect that title, and then look towards obviously the title holder, who is Canelo?
Yeah, that's it. It's just another stepping stone for my main goal is to win the world title. So yeah, get this one out of the way, and then we look forward to see what Canelo does. Obviously, he lost to Bivol, so we don't know what he's going to do with that. He might want to go back up and try again, but if he does that, he'll have to vacate the title, and I get made straight world champion once I win the interim. So yeah, it's exciting times ahead for me. I've got a lot of big fights out there, and all I've got to do is keep switched on.
I mean, you mentioned kind of the likes of Benavidez, who everyone knows a very heavy-handed guy, Edgar Berlanga the same, and Caleb Plant with a stunning knockout victory recently against Dirrell.
Yeah.
Just go back over that one. In fact, what did you make of Caleb's stoppage win?
Yeah, I only seen knockout, to be fair. I didn't watch the whole fight, but yeah, it's a good win. Dirrell's getting onto the like a bit old now, but yeah, but it was a good knockout. Plant ain't like known as a knockout person, so he's usually a boxing move, distance sort of lad. So yeah, it's a good knockout, and congrats to him.
What did you make of Caleb's celebration?
I think there was a bit of bad needle there, weren't there? So yeah, he can do what he wants. I wouldn't do it though. Just if you don't in this sport, it's a dangerous sport, isn't it? So you don't want to be making fun of it, and then it actually happens.
Zach, outside of Canelo, I'm sure, as you mentioned, a few American names there, it's something for you want to boost your American profile. So if you could list maybe say your ideal 3 or 4 man hit list, who would you say is on there?
Yeah, obviously you've got John Ryder there, which for my next fight, and then from there, obviously the big one's Canelo. Chris Eubank, he'll be a good fight. Good domestic bill as well, fight as well. Both British lads. Obviously Benavidez, he's up there. I think he's WBC interim. Plant, he's a world champion. There's a lot of fights out there. They all excite me. As long as get the win, I think they're the sort of guys what we're aiming for.
Do you think the junior fight could be visited in terms of a potential fight there?
Yeah, I believe so. He keeps saying he wants to be a world champion and he wants to fight Canelo and everything. So, if I win this, I'm the next one in line for Canelo. So, if he's available, I'm available. So, that makes sense.
We know Junior under the guidance of Roy Jones Jr. has been more of a kind of look to box more rather, whereas beforehand he was a lot more of a volume puncher. Looking at again a potential fight between the pair of you, how would you look to counteract the style of Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, I think he's gone backwards. I think his style before was a lot better. He's in a proper boxer. He's a brawler, really. When he tried to box, who was it? The last person I boxed, what's his name?
Marcus Morrison.
Marcus Morrison. Yeah, I thought he went backwards. I think he could have got him out if he put like he boxed the likes of George Groves and Gale. He probably could have got him out there, but yeah, I think it'd be a good fight. Good one for the fans, and every time I put some on social media, everyone wants me to knock them out. So simple as that, isn't it?
Zach, interested to know as well. Obviously, John Ryder, who's worked with Matchroom, you're obviously with Queensbury now. Was it a surprise to you to get this fight over the line?
A little bit. With all the big fights, though, you got everyone's with different promoters. Obviously, it's good for boxing having these many different promoters providing money for everyone. But yeah, it's good. It's good that we can get ours over the line. Obviously, Fiore and Joshua didn't go over the line by the end of it. But yeah, it's good to get ours over, and it's good to see different promoters working with each other.
And then Zach, just also want to get your thoughts on a man who's under the same management as you, David Avanesyan. He's got a big fight with Terence Crawford on the horizon at the beginning of December. Just talk to me about what your initial reaction was to seeing the fight announced and how you fancy David in it.
Yeah, it's a massive fight from obviously Crawford, one of the best pound for pound. Love Crawford's style and that. But yeah, it's boxing. Anyone's got a chance, and you've seen David in his other fights. He's relentless when he's on the ball. He's relentless, and you've seen it with the Kelly fight and a couple of others. So yeah, I give him a chance against Crawford. Obviously, it's a big ask because Crawford's very good. But yeah, anyone's got a chance in boxing. So hopefully, goes out there and does business.
All right, Zach, I'm going to leave a final word to yourself before I let you go to enjoy the rest of your day. Is there anything you'd like to leave on? Anything you'd like to say to everybody ahead of your bout with John Ryder in November?
Yeah, just everyone get behind it. Obviously, it's going to be a great fight for the fans. But both best super middleweights in Britain. So yeah, make sure everyone gets behind it.
All right, Zach, I appreciate your time there. Thank you for speaking to me in ID Boxing.
Cheers, mate.